If you're asking who is Liam Rosenior, you're not alone. Most football fans have never heard of him. He's not a household name. He's never managed in the Premier League. And just 18 months ago, he was sacked by a championship club. Now he's about to take charge of one of the biggest clubs in world football. So who exactly is Liam Rosenior? And why are Chelsea taking this gamble? This is the complete story. Liam Rosenior is 41 years old, born in Bristol, England. But before he was a manager, he had a solid playing career that most people have forgotten about. As a player, Rosenior was a versatile fullback who spent 17 years in professional football. He played over 400 matches across clubs like Fulham, Reading, Hull City, and Brighton. He was known as a reliable, intelligent defender, though he never reached superstar status. He made one appearance for England U21s but never broke into the senior team. His playing career ended in 2019 at the age of 35 with Brighton. And this is where his coaching journey begins. After retiring, Rosenior immediately moved into coaching. He started working with Derby County's academy, coaching their under-15s and under-18s. Within 3 years, he'd worked his way up to become Wayne Rooney's assistant manager at Derby in 2021. When Rooney left Derby in 2022, Rosenior was given his first shot at management. He became Derby's caretaker manager for a brief spell, taking charge of 12 matches while the club searched for a permanent boss. Derby were in administration, fighting relegation, and drowning in off-field chaos. Rosenior couldn't save them, but he showed enough promise to attract attention. In November 2022, Hull City, sitting 1 point above the championship relegation zone, took a chance on him. This was his first permanent managerial job. He was 39 years old with just 12 matches of managerial experience. What happened next surprised everyone. Rosenior steadied Hull immediately. He kept them up comfortably that first season, finishing 15th. But it was his second season, 2023-24, that really put him on the map. Hull finished 7th in the championship, just 3 points outside the playoffs. Now, it was their best finish in 7 years. The football was controlled, possession-based, and tactically sophisticated. Rosenior was using ideas he'd absorbed from working under Graham Potter at Brighton during his playing days, and from studying Pep Guardiola's Manchester City. He was nominated for Championship Manager of the Season, alongside Kieran McKenna at Ipswich and Daniel Farke at Leeds. The future looked bright. In December 2023, Hull rewarded him with a new 3-year contract that would keep him at the club until 2026. Then came the shock. On May 7, 2024, the day after the season ended, Hull owner Eghbali sacked him. The reason given was a conflict of football philosophies. The owner wanted exciting, attacking football. Rosenior's approach, while effective, was seen as too cautious and possession-focused. Eghbali told BBC Sport, "Liam is a very good coach and will be very successful. His football philosophy is very good, but we didn't see it suiting our character for the future." Hull fans were furious. Most football observers were baffled. Here was a manager who delivered the club's best season in years, been nominated for Manager of the Season, and just signed a new contract, now unemployed because his football wasn't entertaining enough. So that's who Liam Rosenior is, a former Premier League fullback turned young manager with just 2 years of experience, who got Hull to 7th place in the championship before being controversially sacked for stylistic reasons. And now, somehow, he's about to become Chelsea manager. How does someone go from being sacked by Hull City to managing Chelsea in just 18 months? The answer is simple: BlueCo. After his Hull dismissal, Rosenior didn't stay unemployed for long. Just 2 months later, in July 2024, he was appointed manager of RC Strasbourg in Ligue 1. And this is where the Chelsea connection begins. Strasbourg isn't just any club. It's owned by BlueCo, the same multi-club ownership group that controls Chelsea. Todd, Boehly, and Behdad Eghbali weren't just hiring a manager for their French club. They were auditioning him for their English one. At Strasbourg, Rosenior has been genuinely impressive. He inherited a team that finished 13th the previous season, scoring just 38 goals. In 6 months, he's transformed them. They're currently 7th in Ligue 1 and have secured European qualification for only the second time in 20 years. More importantly for Chelsea, he's done it in exactly the way they want. He's worked with Ligue 1's youngest squad at an average age of just 21.8 years. He's implemented possession-based, build-from-the-back football with a high press. He's developed young talent. And crucially, he's worked within the BlueCo multi-club structure without demanding too much autonomy or fighting with the hierarchy. This is the key to understanding why Chelsea want him. They don't want Jose Mourinho types who demand control. They don't want Antonio Conte figures who clash with ownership over transfers. They want young, progressive, cooperative coaches who accept that at Chelsea, the manager is just one voice among many. Thomas Tuchel won the Champions League, but was sacked because he fought with ownership. Mauricio Pochettino showed improvement, but was dismissed because his methods were seen as old-fashioned. Enzo Maresca won 2 trophies, but demanded more control and secretly talked to Manchester City. Rosenior fits their profile perfectly. He's young, ambitious, already part of the BlueCo family, and has proven he won't rock the boat. He's the ideal candidate, not because he's the best manager available, but because he fits the system. And that's exactly the problem. Did you know who Liam Rosenior is? Let's talk about why this appointment is so risky. Rosenior's entire managerial career consists of 162 matches across 3 jobs, 12 matches as Derby caretaker in 2022, 94 matches at Hull City in the Championship from 2022 to 2024, and 56 matches at Strasbourg in Ligue 1 over the past 6 months. He has never managed in the Premier League, not even one match. He's going from managing in Ligue 1, where the intensity is lower and the pressure is manageable, to managing Chelsea in the Premier League, where every decision is scrutinized and every dropped point triggers crisis talk. His biggest achievement as a manager is finishing 7th in the Championship. That's it. Finishing 7th in England's second tier and 7th in Ligue 1. Respectable achievements, but hardly the credentials that suggest he's ready for a job of this magnitude. Gary Neville captured this perfectly on Sky Sports. Chelsea are used to Jose Mourinho, Antonio Conte, big-name managers coming to make a huge impact. I don't see Rosenior doing that. If you look at the timeline, they inherited Thomas Tuchel, a Champions League winning manager. Now they're going to inherit Liam Rosenior, who has managed Derby, Hull, and Strasbourg. Pat Nevin, former Chelsea winger, was even more critical. They will get someone in who is young and easy to manipulate. Chelsea wants someone who will do what they're told. Those 2 things, success and control, may not be compatible. This is brutal but honest. Chelsea has prioritized finding someone who fits their ownership model over finding someone who can actually win trophies. They've chosen compliance over competence, cultural fit over proven quality. If this all sounds familiar, it should. Because we've seen this exact movie before, and it ended in disaster. In September 2022, Chelsea hired Graham Potter from Brighton. Potter was a young English coach doing excellent work outside the elite with progressive possession-based football. Chelsea believed he was the perfect fit for their new model. It was a catastrophe. Potter won just 12 of 31 matches. Chelsea plummeted to 12th in the Premier League, their worst position in decades. Potter looked completely overwhelmed by the pressure, constantly changing formations and selections, unable to create any consistency. He was sacked after just 7 months. Now ask yourself, why will Liam Rosenior succeed where Graham Potter failed? Both are young English coaches with modern tactical ideas. Both were performing well at smaller clubs before getting the Chelsea job. Both fit the ownership's profile perfectly. Both lack elite-level experience. Both are stepping up from manageable situations into one of football's most pressurized jobs. If anything, Potter had a much stronger CV when he got the Chelsea job. He'd managed in the Premier League for 3 years at Brighton, so he understood the league's demands. He'd beaten top teams and proven he could compete with elite coaches. Rosenior has none of that experience. He's never faced Pep Guardiola, Mikel Arteta, or Arne Slot. He's never had to manage a match where dropping 2 points means falling out of the top 4. He's never dealt with the English media camping outside the training ground, demanding answers after a bad result. The honest answer is there's no reason to believe Rosenior will fare better than Potter. Chelsea is making the same gamble that spectacularly failed just 2 years ago, only this time with a manager who has even less experience. So now you know who Liam Rosenior is. A 41-year-old former Premier League fullback who became a manager, impressed at Hull City before being controversially sacked, proved himself at Strasbourg and is now about to take charge of Chelsea. The question isn't whether he's talented. He clearly is. The question is whether he's ready for this job, whether he can handle the pressure, whether he can succeed in a system that has destroyed 6 managers before him in less than 3 years. The experience gap is massive. The tactical challenges are significant, the Graham Potter parallel is terrifying, and Chelsea's track record suggests they won't give him the time and patience he needs to grow into this role. Liam Rosenior deserves better than being set up to fail by a broken system, but that's exactly what's about to happen. Subscribe for more analysis as this story unfolds. Will Rosenior prove everyone wrong and become Chelsea's long-term solution, or will this be Graham Potter 2.0? Leave your prediction in the comments below. Thanks for watching.